Today we're reading Just Juice, Chapter 11. It seems these days the sun no sooner comes up than it changes its mind, turns around, and heads back down again. The hills are bare and thin, shivering under cold and snow. Pa and me are shivering under cold and snow, too, most of the time. No one is coming by with work for Pa. I thought sure, after they knew my pa was in business, they'd be beating a path to his shop. I don't know why they aren't. Seems no one but the school and Officer Rusk and the people from the state want much to do with us fall stitches. Them and that lady in the red car, and they all want too much to do with us. Pa sweeps the floor of his shop. I straighten things. We both wear our warmest clothes. Pa doesn't have a winter coat. He wears his long johns and a couple shirts and a sweater with a hole under the arm. He has wool pants with a flannel liner. They make him look like he's got sausages for legs, but they keep him pretty warm. Pa welded and bolted together a bunch of metal scraps and made us a big old barrel stove and chimney to use out in the shop. But there's just barely enough wood to heat the house. Wish we had wood on our land, but there isn't any. The old trees along the north side, they go with the cemetery. I think we might use some of the wood from time to time, but Pa says no. How are we doing for tax money, Pa? I ask. I haven't got much saved yet, Pa says. I look up at him. I thought for sure by now we had practically enough money to buy the house back. Your ma needs the money. I give her the most of what we earn. It makes her mighty happy, Juice. What about the bill down the lumber yard? I ask. Pa nods. I know. Pa, you haven't paid on that either? Pa sits down on his stool. Maybe after Christmas, folks will be thinking about something other than holidays. Maybe then they'll start coming up here to get their things fixed. What about our Christmas? I ask. Guess we'll have it as long as no one minds. I groan. Aw, Pa, who would mind having Christmas? Our Christmases have never been much, not when it comes to gift giving, but that's okay, I guess. I know some folks get a lot more. Sometimes I wish we could have more, too. But how much does a person need, really? And Christmas with Mom, Pa, and my sisters, there's nothing like the warm inside feel of that. Pa lets Charlene and Marky and me take a hacksaw out across the creek. We get permission from the neighbors to cut down a little old pine tree in the woods and drag it home. We decorate our tree with strings of popcorn that Turtle keeps trying to eat. We make paper chains instead and hang them. Pa spends hours and hours in the shop. I spend hours in there too. But Pa isn't allowed to look at what I'm doing, and he won't let me peek at him neither. Every now and then the weather goes mild and I hardly feel the cold at all. It's so nice in Pa's shop, working back to back, the sound of Pa hammering, the sound of me using the brake to bend the metal around the corners on the little boxes I'm making. On Christmas morning, we have venison sausage that Geneva made from her husband's last deer. Ma has made candy for each of us. She has also tied up 3 sugar cubes apiece into little cloth bags. I have made one tin box for each member of the family, the smallest for Turtle and the largest for Pa. The boxes are a perfect size to store the pieces of candy Ma has made us. Pa gives each of us a package wrapped in brown paper and tied with string. Lulu claims for her string ball. We open our packages to find Pa has made each of us a plate, every one with a different design etched into it. The metal plates gleam. Turtle doesn't give any gifts. She's too little. But Marky and Charlene have made things at school for everyone. And Lulu has gone in with them to make my present. They have glued string onto 36 big file cards, one for each letter of the alphabet and one for each number from 0 to 9. Each letter and number is small enough to fit under my fingers. Each card has a picture and a word to go with the letter. Lulu has sacrificed all that string. Charlene and Marky have worked for hours making the alphabet and number cards for me. I am scared all that work won't be worth a thing. Maybe I just got lucky with the W, but in my heart I have a big thankfulness for my sisters. and a bigger hope inside me that such a gift should make a difference. The biggest box I made was for Pa. I was thinking maybe he could keep the tax money in there, but he notices my cards fit perfect right inside his box. Maybe you should put those cards in here, Pa says, so Turtle won't eat them. I study Pa a second. I could keep them out in the shop, I say. I spend more time out there anyway. Lulu looks disappointed. I wanted to play with them. Marky says, Lulu, that's Juice's present. I'm sure she'll let you play with her cards any time you ask, but she can keep them anywhere she wants. Marky is thinking, I don't want Lulu seeing me practicing with the cards, because then she'll know I can't read. But really, now Pa can have a chance at learning too. We make Ma sit with her feet up on a chair. We clean the kitchen on Christmas Day, clean it so it sparkles like the ice on the trees. And when we finish the kitchen, we clean the rest of the house. Pa pitches in and helps too. Ma, who is having trouble breathing with all the weight and the baby up under her ribs, cries softly to see the house so nice and all our beautiful plates stacked up. It's a good day, she says, and she doesn't mention once about the lumber yard or the other bills, not once. And the beat-up red station wagon doesn't come by the whole day either. Charlene says it's because the roads are ice, but I think it is our true Christmas gift.